Virtual events are quietly becoming a part of the new normal. So it wasn't all that surprising when it was first announced that the biggest annual video games gathering, Gamescom, would be foregoing a physical convention this year, due to restrictions put in place by authorities in light of the ongoing spread of the coronavirus. Traditionally held in Cologne, Germany, this year's event was held online in collaboration with video games outlet IGN. The event ran from Thursday the 27th and wrapped up yesterday with an awards show honoring the best games it had showcased. And during those 4 days, we got a number of high-profile reveals and announcements for upcoming games, most of which we already had on our collective radars. But not all announcements are created equally, so I figured I'll share some of my favorite ones. Hi guys, Michael Abayemi here, and today I'm going over the best reviews and announcements made during Gamescom 2020. I am not a huge fan of cinematic trailers, but when they are as intriguing as the Unknown 9 Awakening trailer shown during Gamescom, then yes, I'll make an exception and show some excitement. The game is being developed by Reflector Entertainment, a transmedia company that describes it as more than just a straight-up video game. It is part of a larger shared story world that would include books, TV shows, podcasts, and more. As for what the actual game itself plays like, we'll just have to wait until sometime down the line when they show a proper gameplay trailer. As a huge fan of Star Wars, there was no shortage of Star Wars related reviews for me to choose from during Gamescom 2020, between Star Wars Squadron and the new LEGO Star Wars game. But considering the other announcement was masking what was effectively a delay in the game's release, I am more excited for the one I'd be getting my hands on sooner. Star Wars Squadron looks like to be featuring a fully fleshed out single player campaign, where players will get to play on both sides of the conflict between the Rebel Alliance and the Fallen Empire. The game is presently set for an October 2nd release date on PC, PS4, and Xbox One, and I'm genuinely excited to check it out once it releases. Another impending video game release that got dated during Gamescom 2020 was the Legend of Zelda inspired free-to-play action RPG, Genshin Impacts. First announced last year at Sony's China Joy event, the game has managed to continually pique my interest with each subsequent tidbit of information that has been released. Now we know that we'll be getting to explore its beautiful world for ourselves when it releases on the 28th of September on PC, PS4, and mobile phones, with a Nintendo Switch release set to follow at a later date. Hopefully it isn't bogged down by too many microtransactions and continual updates like many of these free-to-play games tend to be. The video game that has taken the internet by storm these past weeks gave players their first look at its upcoming second season. That game is of course Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, a quirky battle royale party game hybrid that is currently available on PS4 and PC. The new season will feature medieval themed costumes, so expect to see lots of dragons and witches running the gauntlet on any of its 24 obstacle courses once the update becomes available. And with the game's growing popularity, you can also expect to see ports for both Xbox One and the Nintendo Switch, and even mobile phones, where the game is sure to find an even bigger audience. Hopefully this happens in time for the release of Season 2, which still hasn't been dated, but should be out ahead of this year's Halloween. Out of all the game reviews we got during this year's Gamescom, the one I am most excited for is Little Nightmares 2, a sequel to the horror-themed puzzle platformer by Tarsia Studios. And what immediately drew me to the game was its hauntingly beautiful visuals and the unique perspective from which players were made to explore its twisted world. The new game looks like to be doubling down on those elements, with even creepier locales and scenarios for players to play through, once it releases on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch on the 11th of February 2021, with a PS5 and an Xbox Series X release set to follow at a later date. And those were the announcements I consider to be my best during this year's Gamescom. Are you looking forward to any of those games, or was there another one that caught your eye instead? Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, while you're down there, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you like to get notifications when I put up videos like this next time. And until the next one, this is Michael signing off.